Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Monday, October the 31st. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, global equity markets rallied on Friday. The major indexes on Wall Street surging around 2.5% on investor hopes of a slowdown in central bank tightening. Apple led the gains after its positive earnings results, whereas Amazon shares continued to fall, which weighed down consumer discretionary stocks. And better than expected earnings from the oil giants Chevron and ExxonMobil boosted investor sentiment. Tech shares enjoyed the largest percentage gain. Shares in Intel jumping after cutting its spending forecast, while T-Mobile also rallied as it lifted its subscriber forecast. At the halfway point of the earnings season, 73% of companies to report have beaten consensus expectations. Meanwhile, Twitter has been delisted from the New York Stock Exchange following Elon Musk's $44 billion purchase of the company. Well, Fed policymakers have more data to consider ahead of their interest rate decision this week. US consumer spending, which accounts for 2/3 of US economic activity, rose a more than expected 0.6% in September. Excluding the volatile food and energy prices, the PCE price index up 0.5% to be up 5.1% year on year. Wages and salaries climbed 1.3% for the quarter. However, private industry wage growth slowed considerably, rising 1.2%. After surging 1.6% in the second quarter. And in signs of further weakness in the housing market, spending on home sales fell by 10.2% in September. Now, US Treasury yields moved higher on Friday, the 10-year just above 4%, while the 2-year was up to 4.41%. And major currencies were weaker against the US dollar, the Aussie falling from 64.7 US cents, but that is back at that level now. Well, the Australian share market is set to begin the last session of the month on a high, with ASX Futures up close to 1.4%. Wheat prices are expected to leap on international commodity markets following Russia's move to cut shipments from Ukraine, which is one of the world's top grain exporters. Ukraine's infrastructure ministry is saying more than 200 ships are effectively blocked. Global oil prices fell at the end of last week as China increased COVID restrictions. Brent crude down more than 1% to $95 a barrel. Iron ore futures was up slightly, but for the week, iron ore fell 2%. Base metal prices mostly tumbled, apart from lead, which jumped 7% after Bloomberg announced it would include the metal in its benchmark commodity index. The gold futures price fell 1.2%, and Bitcoin has held on to most of its recent gains. It is still above $20,000. Taking a look at the week ahead locally, today, Melbourne Institute inflation gauge and retail sales. Tomorrow, Melbourne Cup Day and the all-important RBA meeting when it's expected to lift interest rates another 0.25%. Wednesday, AIG manufacturing index plus building approvals, followed by trade balance, and on Friday, the construction index and the RBA's monetary policy statement plus retail sales. And overseas, Wednesday, we get New Zealand's employment data. Thursday, the culmination of the Fed policy meeting, with another 75 basis point hike expected, as well as the Bank of England's monetary policy. And on Friday, the key jobs data with the US non-farm payrolls report. And that is your week and day ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.